Grok 4.20 beta just dropped, and it doesn't use one AI to answer your questions. It uses four specialized agents working together at the same time on a single prompt. I've been testing every mode since it launched, and most people are completely using this wrong. They're picking the wrong mode, writing lazy prompts, and getting mediocre results from what might be the most powerful AI setup available right now.
Welcome back to bitbiased.ai, where we do the research so you don't have to. Join our community of AI enthusiasts with our free weekly newsletter. Click the link in the description below to subscribe. You will get the key AI news, tools, and learning resources to stay ahead.
So in this video, I'm breaking down every single Grok mode. Auto, Fast, Expert, the new 4.20 beta, and Heavy. And more importantly, I'll show you exactly when to use each one so you stop guessing and start getting answers that are actually worth your time. I'll also share the prompting strategies that completely change the kind of results I'm getting. And stick around for the tips section because there's one technique in there that most people have no idea about. Let's jump in. Overview of the interface. Alright, so here's what you're looking at when you open up Grok. Whether that's on the web, iOS, or Android. You've got this clean prompt box that says, "What's on your mind?" And right next to it, there's a mode selector dropdown. Now pay attention to this dropdown, because this is where most people go wrong. Click it open, and you'll see all the options laid out. Auto, Fast, Expert, Grok, 4.20 beta, and Heavy. There's also a custom instructions option sitting right there, which is honestly a hidden gem. We'll get into that later. Now, if you're a Super Grok or X Premium Plus subscriber, you get to pick any of these modes manually, which is a huge advantage. But if you just leave it on auto, Grok decides for you. And for a quick casual chat, sure, that works. But here's what most people don't realize. Grok has 5 very different brains, and you're only using one of them. Once you understand what each mode actually does under the hood, the quality of your results changes completely. So let me walk you through each one. Deep dive into each mode. Auto mode, the smart default. Let's start with auto, because this is what 90% of people are using without even thinking about it. Auto mode is basically Grok's traffic controller. It reads your question, judges how complex it is, and then routes it to whatever model it thinks fits best. Simple question about the weather? It sends you to the lighter, faster model, something more layered, like analyzing a business strategy. It kicks it up to the heavy reasoning engine. In practice, casual chat and quick Q&A flows through fast mode, while anything that requires real thinking gets escalated to expert, or even the 4.20 multi-agent system behind the scenes. It's convenient, kind of like putting your car in automatic. But here's the catch that nobody talks about. Auto doesn't always guess right. Sometimes it'll throw a lightweight model at a question that genuinely needs deep reasoning, and you'll get a shallow answer without even knowing why. And that's exactly why knowing the other modes matters. Speaking of which, fast mode, speed over everything. Fast mode runs on Grok 4.1, the lighter model in the family, and it does exactly what the name promises. It's fast. We're talking near instant responses. This is your go-to for everyday stuff. Quick facts, brainstorming a list of ideas, having a casual back-and-forth conversation. It doesn't overthink, it doesn't over-explain, it just gets you an answer and moves on. But, and this is really important to understand, fast mode will absolutely cut corners on complex reasoning. If you throw it a multi-step math problem or ask for a deep competitive analysis, it's going to give you a surface-level answer that sounds confident but misses the nuance. I've tested this side by side, same prompt in fast versus expert, and the difference is night and day. So think of fast as your "I need something in 5 seconds" mode, perfect for speed. Not the one you bring to a serious task. Expert mode, when you need real thinking. Now expert mode, this is where things start to get good. When you switch to expert, you're essentially telling Grok to stop taking shortcuts. It forces the full Grok 4 reasoning engine on every single query. No lightweight routing, no quick approximations. It genuinely thinks harder about everything you ask. This is the mode you want when the stakes are higher. Detailed analysis, multi-step math, logical puzzles, coding problems, research deep dives, anything where you need Grok to not just give you an answer, but show you why it's the right answer. Yes, it's noticeably slower than fast. But here's the way I think about it. Fast gives you the quick answer. Expert gives you the correct answer with the reasoning to back it up. And for most work-related tasks, that trade-off is worth every extra second. But wait, because the next mode takes this concept and cranks it up to a whole different level. Grok 4.20, beta, the 4-agent system. This is the big one. Okay, this is the one you've been waiting for. And honestly, this is the reason I made this video. Grok 4.20. Beta doesn't just use one AI thinking really hard about your problem. It deploys 4 specialized agents that work in parallel, each with a completely different expertise. Let me break down who these agents are, because understanding them changes how you prompt. First, you've got Grok, the lead coordinator. Think of Grok as the project manager. It takes your prompt, assigns tasks to the team, and synthesizes the final answer. Then there's Harper. This is your research and fact-checking specialist. Harper pulls real-time data from the web and verifies claims while the others are working. Benjamin is the math and coding powerhouse. Anything involving calculations, logic, or writing code. That's Benjamin's department. And finally, Lucas, the creative brain. Content writing, alternative perspectives, brainstorming, storytelling. Lucas handles all of that. Now here's what makes this genuinely different from just using a smarter single model. When you send a prompt, all 4 agents process it simultaneously. They don't just work in isolation either. They essentially have a conversation among themselves, cross-check each other's work, challenge assumptions, and then combine everything into one unified, polished response. This peer review system is a massive deal because it dramatically reduces hallucinations. When one agent makes an error, the others catch it. It's like having a built-in quality control team running on every single prompt. And it still supports that enormous 2 million token context window, same as Grok 4.1. So you can feed it massive documents, entire code bases, or conversations that have been going on for hours, and it won't lose track of anything. Now the honest trade-off? It's the slowest mode. All that multi-agent coordination takes real processing time. But for complex, research-heavy, multi-layered problems, the kind where you'd normally need to prompt 3 or 4 times to get everything covered, Grok 4.20. Beta handles it in one shot, and that's a game changer. Quick question for you. Has Grok 4.20 beta actually shown up in your region yet? Because I've been hearing from people who still don't see it in their dropdown. Drop your country in the comments. I'm genuinely curious where XAI has pushed this out so far. Okay, now let's keep going. Heavy mode, the nuclear option. And then, at the very top, there's heavy. Grok 4. Heavy. XAI calls this an ultra-large expert team model, and it basically maxes out every compute resource available on every single response. To put it in perspective, this model saturates most AI benchmarks and was the first to hit 50% on one of the hardest evaluation exams ever designed for AI. Let me be real with you though. Most people will never need heavy mode. This is reserved for the absolute edge cases. We're talking about advanced theoretical mathematics, bleeding-edge research questions, or problems so technically dense that even expert and 4.20 beta give you incomplete answers. It's significantly slower than everything else, and for 95% of tasks, it's overkill. But if you've exhausted every other option and you still need more, heavy is the ceiling. It's nice knowing it's there. Using custom instructions. Alright, now here's something that's going to save you a ton of time, and almost nobody is using it properly. Custom instructions. This is your way of programming Grok to understand who you are and how you think before you even type a single prompt. You access it right from that mode selector menu we looked at earlier, and it asks you two simple things. First, what do you want Grok to learn about you? This is where you set the stage. Tell it your profession, your expertise level, what you're typically working on. So if you're a software developer working primarily in Python, say that. If you're a marketing manager who needs data-driven insights, put that in. The more specific you are here, the more tailored every single response becomes. Second, how would you like Grok to reply? This is where you control the output style. Want concise, technical answers with code snippets? Set it. Prefer detailed explanations in plain English? Tell it. Need everything structured with clear headers? You can do that too. I personally set mine to give detailed responses with practical examples and skip the generic fluff. And the difference it made was immediate. The real power here is that once you've set these up, every single conversation starts with that context already loaded. No more repeating, "I'm a developer. Give me code-level answers" every time you open a new chat. It just knows. And you can update these fields anytime your workflow or preferences change. One small thing to keep in mind: even with custom instructions dialed in, Grok will sometimes add extra context or details if it thinks accuracy depends on it. It's not ignoring your preferences, it's just making sure it's not wrong. And honestly, you want your AI to prioritize that. Tips and tricks. Alright, so now you know the modes, you've got your custom instructions set up, and you understand the 4-agent system. But here's the part that ties everything together. Because the way you actually write your prompts is what separates okay results from truly impressive ones. Tip 1. Prompt with structure, not just questions. This is the single biggest unlock, and it's so simple that most people completely overlook it. The number one mistake I see is vague prompting. Something like, "Tell me about AI trends," is going to get you a generic, surface-level response no matter which mode you're in. Instead, try this. Summarize the top 3 AI trends from the last 6 months. For each trend, include a specific real-world example and cite your sources. Present it in a numbered format. See what happened there? You gave Grok a clear task, specific constraints, and an exact output format. That kind of structure alone can transform your results overnight. And when you're in 4.20 beta mode, this is even more critical, because those 4 agents need clear direction to coordinate effectively. Tip 2. Break big tasks into steps. Here's another one that sounds obvious, but almost nobody actually does. If you've got a complex question, don't try to smash everything into one massive prompt. Use a multi-turn approach instead. First message. Ask Grok to gather the relevant facts or verify a specific claim. Second message. Ask it to analyze what it found and draw conclusions. Third message. Ask it to present the final output in your desired format. This step-by-step decomposition consistently produces deeper, more accurate results, because you're letting Grok fully focus on one phase before moving to the next. It's like the difference between asking someone to simultaneously cook, clean, and do laundry versus letting them finish one task properly before starting the next. Tip 3. Match your mode to your task. This right here is the cheat code. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember this framework. Daily chatting, quick lookups, casual questions, fast mode, it's instant and it's good enough. Work tasks, studying, writing, anything that needs actual reasoning. Expert mode, that's your workhorse. Complex research projects, multi-step coding, business strategy, anything where you need multiple perspectives covered at once. That's Grok 4.20 beta. Let the 4 agents do what they do best. And for that one impossible question that stumps everything else, heavy mode is your last resort. And here's a pro tip. Don't be afraid to switch modes mid-conversation. Start with fast, and if the answer feels thin or incomplete, bump it up to expert or 4.20 beta on your next message. That flexibility is the whole point of having these options. Tip 4. Play to 4.20 beta's strengths. Since Grok 4.20 beta is the headliner of this update, let me give you some real-world scenarios where it genuinely outperforms the other modes. If you're a developer working on a large codebase, 4.20 beta is incredible. Benjamin writes and debugs the code while Harper simultaneously fact-checks against the latest documentation. For business professionals doing competitive analysis or investment research, the agents can research market data, crunch numbers, and generate strategic recommendations all in one response. And if you're a content creator, this is where it gets really fun. Lucas generates creative angles and narratives, while Harper makes sure every fact and statistic is accurate. You're getting creativity and accuracy in the same output, which is something most AI tools genuinely struggle with. Bottom line, anytime your task needs both depth and breadth, 4.20 beta is the one you want. And that's everything you need to start getting seriously better results from Grok. We covered the full interface, broke down exactly what each of the 5 modes does, and when you should actually use them, set up custom instructions to make Grok work for you specifically, and went through the prompting strategies that take your outputs from generic to genuinely useful. Here's the real takeaway. Grok 4.20 beta, with its 4-agent system, is legitimately one of the most powerful AI setups you can use right now. But like any tool, it's only as good as the person using it. Now you know how to use it properly. If this helped you out, smash that like button and subscribe. I'm putting out new AI breakdowns and tutorials every week, and I genuinely want to know. Drop a comment and tell me which Grok mode you're planning to try first, or if you've already been using 4.20 beta. What's your experience been like? I read everything. Thanks for watching and happy groking.